Hi, I'm Joan Newcomb, and today's Mystic Minute is about integration, not elimination. So I have yet to do a walk and talk at the Queens Botanical Garden. I'm in Queens, but we're having the remnants of a hurricane that's, come up from Florida or wherever. And I'm not deterred because, hey, this is a typical day in Seattle. But I want to talk about this because I had a revelation in the middle of the night because it was also the equinox, and I try whenever it's either the equinox or the solstice to get up and light a candle. And it's an acknowledgement of the cycle of nature. How does that fit in with the hologram? So I have come to understand that my perception of this hologram initially had been, it's inaccurate to say something is simplistic, because when you're making something complex, it is equally as it's equally as distorted from the perspective of the hologram. So, but this reality, this hologram, is so much more vastly rich and filled with wonders than my linear brain can fully comprehend. So everything in this is real, and the stories within this are real. Whatever science and physics is a part of science, comes up with is real, and reality is a hologram. And consciousness, and at my essence I am consciousness. As consciousness, I have an imagination and a creativity that is vast, greater than what my intellect can comprehend. So I've come to be aware that, nature is the part of the hologram that is creating, the part of consciousness that is creating the natural world and the cycles and things like that. I highly recommend watching the movie. I'm just watching a car trying to pull in, and it looks like it's trying to pull in front of me, but really they're trying to get the parking space next to me. Don't trust New York drivers. I've now lost the name of the movie. I'll mention it again because within it was Jim Carrey, and was raised as a baby on a movie set, and he finds out as an adult that it's a movie set, and down to that, the sky is painted and things like that. But to make that movie set real, it required all these, props people and stage hands and extras. And so that's what nature is in the creation of all of this. So I like to acknowledge the cycles. I learned to do this back when I was interested in following the awareness of Findhorn and Michelle Small-Wright, who it's called the Paralandra Research Center, and she has a great book on the medical assistance program. She had gotten specific information about aligning your cycles with nature, and so I did that for a while quite faithfully, and it was amazing to see what would happen for me, especially like starting in March. My life would just get completely super busy, which is the time of the spring equinox when the northern hemisphere, but spring equinox, when the devas, which are the angelic realm, the architects of nature, and the natural realm come together. And that's when things get really busy in the natural world. So my life, my work would get very busy as well. I've had so much going on in the last 5 years that I sometimes have completely spaced it out. So as I'm realigning myself, I'm playing with this again, and so I set the alarm for 2:50 and got up in time to light a candle. And then I went into my old meditation, and it was a very interesting experience. My awareness has expanded so much. I feel so many different people's reality, and I don't do like the energy cleansing that I used to do and things like that. I just very spontaneously navigate my way through life. And so I decided, after I did my little connecting with nature and lighting candles and stuff, I decided to take a few more minutes to sort of tune in and connect with my Deva of healing and my healing team, along with nature and Pan, who is kind of the go-between between physical form and nature. I hadn't done that in a really long time. And what I was aware of is that I'm still dealing with so many chunks of density that some of the awarenesses were very fleeting. One was tuning in right at the time of the equinox, and I could feel the joyousness of nature as it was, welcoming in this shift. It's the new year for nature. It's also Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, so it's like a new year for a lot of people. And so there was this joyousness. And then I was aware that my left side was in a lot of pain. And that comes up. I had a car accident, when I was 25. And so things will come up on this side. And I tuned into nature about it and got this distinct awareness as greater consciousness came in, was that it was about integration and not elimination. So my original training was to erase energy that wasn't yours, you either ground it or blew it up, or you erased it, got it out of your space. And what I'm aware of as we are evolving as consciousness is that space doesn't have the same rigid definitions, because we are all one as consciousness. Now, physical form has definitions, but if I go back to my old way of thinking, it came with a lot of resistance as well. Even though non-resistance was, when I first started playing in the consciousness realm, I felt that consciousness was the ultimate in non-resistance. So what was coming in was consciousness, which was also reminding me that one of the intuitive hits I've had over time is all you have to do is bring consciousness in. Anything dense I'm hitting up against, anything that I'm reacting to the unconsciousness in it. So just bring consciousness in. That's my purpose, just bring consciousness in. And when I do that without expectations, amazing things shift and happen. And so what I heard, it's about integration and not negation, and that as you bring consciousness in, what is in alignment with consciousness transforms. What's not in alignment with consciousness transforms. So it's it reminds me of the difference between, surgery. Modern surgery had its origins during the Civil War, and back then the only solution for most of these wounds was to cauterize, was to amputate and cauterize the wound. And so I find that often there's still that kind of solution. And also, if you look at, training in medical school, 100-hour rotations is really like insane training that still is, maybe makes sense if, you're going to be a surgeon, but if you're a pediatrician, do you need to go through that? And still sort of based in that original mentality, amputate and cauterize the wound. If you bring consciousness in, it allows those cells to transform. What about cancer? Cancer is, I don't know. I don't have a medical degree. I have just been through a 2-year journey watching my sister-in-law transform that in a wonderful, intuitive way. And the journey's not complete yet, but it allows for transformation. It allows for, even on a cellular level, something that might have been one way to become something different. It allows for people in your life who were one way to show up differently. So that's another thing, as I've been doing consciousness work, quantum energy work, people around me either disappear or transform, and it's been amazing to watch. It's kind of like, did they recast this person with their identical twin? So it allows for different outcomes than you might preconceive. So I'm just still feeling my way here, but I thought I'd share my revelations as they come up. And if you like these videos, please like them, please subscribe, give them a thumbs up, share them. And if you're watching this on YouTube, down below, actually, if you're getting this in my inbox as well, down below is all the links to either, my website, my blogs, my, I've got all my old radio show recordings and things like that. And also, if you're having a similar experience or have an insight to share, please comment. And I'm really enjoying getting back to people. So stay tuned in the next video, which will come out spontaneously sometime soon.